the money up in this year. Let me tell you something about this year must be better than last year. It's your year, you know this is your year. It's your year, yeah. And this is my year. See the automatic, it's my year. And this is my year. My year, it's my year. See the automatic, it's my year. I'm winning this year. My year. Don't worry, you got it this year, you won't die.
Okay, hello everybody. Hi everyone. Welcome to MMW Day with your girl Reg. You know, today is a good day, and like I always say, life is good, God is good, and situations are awesome. When we go through situations and challenges in life, guess what? They make you unbeatable, unbreakable, and man, you are undefeatable. So wherever you're joining us from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, and good day. Today we are going to KISS, keep it simple and stupid, and we will be out of here in time. So we have Mr. Okay, you're scaring me now. Would you mind introducing yourself to the MMW family?
My name is Adoki George, but my friends simply call me George, and I'm privileged to be here. Thank you for having me.
We are glad that you're here. I've been chasing this brother forever. Okay, he's the brother with the knowledge. I've been chasing him forever. So please tell us your affiliation and some background information about yourself.
I'll say, by the grace of God, I'm a Christian. I love the Lord and I love walking with Him. And I've been privileged to serve as a youth president, a youth minister, and also by the grace of God, a deacon. And I've been privileged to work with people from different age groups, and the Lord has helped us thus far. And I know we're still working hard to get to somewhere. And I believe today we will be blessed.
Amen to that. Amen to that. I brought Josh today so he can help us out. So we are doing a series called Respect in a Man's World. And we are looking at it from the context of a relationship point of view. So, all the time we hear people say, respect a man. I'm pretty sure ladies, you've heard that way too many times. Respect a man.
Yeah.
And I found it very interesting because we've got women who are very submissive. Women who will say that I respect my man, I respect my spouse, I respect the person that I'm with. But if you ask those men, they will tell you that she doesn't respect me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So the purpose of this topic is to really understand what that respect is to men. In which form it comes in. Just to give you a background information, I created a survey and I sent it to all the men so that it can help women understand.
You mean some of the men?
Some of the men.
Not
the
all
men in my contact.
In your contact.
Yes. Some of the men in my contact, all of them in my contact, I send it to them. So if you haven't received it, sorry, I'm sending it to you.
I got it too. That's why
I'm got here. It. That's why he's here. I'm not like, brother, you have to say something because I know you will shine so much light that is going to help us women. Believe me, I am no exception. And I believe that this topic is going to teach me way too much stuff about, the men that I am with.
Yep.
Okay. So I generated a survey and I sent it around to most men in my contact, and I asked them 4 questions, and I'll put the questions up for you to see. And most of the men responded to that question. And I just wanted to bring this out to the women because it is intended to help relationship, to help restore relationship,
Sure.
to help restore balance in the relationship so that you can recognize some of the things that your men consider as disrespectful.
Yeah.
And then you can watch your action in a way that will help you to salvage your relationship. So I thought, George, should come on and share his perspective, because coming from a woman point of view is totally, like one-sided conversation. You know what I mean? It's one-sided conversation. But coming from the brother himself, who is a man, and we know that respect to men, it means a lot of things.
It's a big deal.
It's a big deal. Okay, so I'm first of all going to start off with the question.
Okay.
And keep in mind that we are looking at it from a relationship. What does that respect looks like to a man? And I think that goes with a practical example as well. Like, where I say, what does respect looks like to a man? Like, what does it look like? Like, what we say it.
Respect looks like worship and reverence.
Back to the king.
Worship and reverence to your king. Like I said, God used himself.
Worship and reverence.
Worship and reverence. That is a deeper understanding of what respect is.
Yeah.
Worship. In one of the words in Greek, one of the looking at Greek words, one of the ways they see respect is reverence.
Yeah.
Worship and reverence. And when you worship and you reverence your king, the world becomes your oyster. It opens up everything unto you. When you worship and reverence your king, that is why you see your king will be like,
you want that Brazilian hair?
No, nothing. The Brazilian hair is small. It's small. It will say, that's my blank check.
Ooh, take it, baby.
But
goodness.
don't abuse it.
It's
Because some
there.
people abuse it. You understand? That is where the boundary comes in.
Yeah.
So, reverence and worshiping. I'll read from my note a bit that I wrote. See, it's my note, guys.
It's his.
I made my note.
It's not mine. He came ready.
So, respect to any man is simply worship and reverence. Proverbs 31:11 says, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, so that she shall have no need of spoil. When there is the reverence and the worship, your husband's heart becomes to you, it belongs to you. Don't forget Esther.
Yeah.
What did she do first? She prepared a banquet.
She did.
Preparing a banquet for your king is the days of Esther.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big deal. It shows, man, this woman honors the king. Even the man at the gates respects that fact. And if you're invited to this banquet, it shows she loves you also. It means she regards you also. So it was after the banquet, when he has eaten, he has made merry, they've danced for him, they've sang for him. That is the worship. You're just worshiping, worshiping. As she takes you there, she gives you the request. Oh,
We're like, yeah, babe, what's up? Do it. Yeah.
don't forget, King Herod.
The
When they
so much ingredients
that's what I'm saying. That's why I said every culture derive their cultural values from the scriptures.
Yes.
Don't forget, but they now twist it to benefit themselves. That is where the problem lies. King Herod, don't forget, he has to enjoy himself. The brother's daughter came, danced for him. Oh, jeez. Danced for him. And he was like, what do you want? Oh, she went and inquired of her mom. He said, what do I want? Okay, what do we do?
The one you hate.
John the Baptist's head for a platter. And it was given. It was given to her. So that's why.
Wow, I love this.
That's why.
What you respect, you reverence.
You reverence.
What you respect, you worship.
You worship.
What you respect, you guard.
Thank you.
Wow.
So it's reverence, it's worship. And I'm believing that many audience will be asking questions on all these things. And I believe some of them are now seeing the deeper what it takes for respect to be to your husband or to your wife. Like I said, it's vice versa. Please, ladies, it's vice versa. I'm not saying it has only to be for the king. No. It's vice, your king, your queen. So once you reverence, if I want to read further, it said, when you worship and reverence in man, you make him to trust you with everything. Proverbs 31, verse 11. It said, his heart doth safely trust her.
I'm gonna need that.
His heart.
Thank you so much for coming here.
His heart.
Let me just stop you there. Thank you for giving me the secret knowledge.
It's all right. We thank God. His heart doth safely. The word safely is a big word.
Yeah.
It means a lot to every man.
Yeah.
It means I trust you with my life. It means I trust you with my faults. It means I trust you with my wealth. It means I trust you with everything I have got. It means without you, I think I'm lost. I'm gone.
Oh boy.
I'm nothing.
That's a huge responsibility, and that's a
His
huge.
heart doth safely. If you want to put it in a layman's English, his heart belongs to her.
In your hands.
In her hands.
Yeah.
So you see, when you reverence a man, I'll read from here. It said, you make him to trust you with everything. Don't forget, it takes a good woman to truly worship and reverence.
A good woman.
A good woman.
Shall we put God-fearing there?
God-fearing, good woman, no good woman that is not God-fearing.
There we go.
It's a virtue.
There we go.
The goodness of God is a virtue.
Yes.
It's a blessing.
Yes.
So it takes a good woman,
Yeah.
a woman that is ready to make a little shift to accommodate.
Right.
Not a woman that wants to stand by her right all the time. The truth is in life, guys, this right has caused so much problem
It
that
has.
when you don't have regard for life, you think you have the rights.
Right.
No man, no woman has rights.
Yeah.
Do you know why? Because you don't know the 2 minutes of your life. That's why you have to have regard for life. Then you treat people like you regard their life.
Their lives.
So it becomes easy for you to live a simple life. I'm not rhyming here now. It just falls in.
Yeah.
It becomes easy to live a simple life. Let me finish my statement. He said, when you worship and reverence a man, you esteem him highly above his peers, no matter, I repeat, no matter his status or what he has.
Yeah.
Your regard for him because of his status,
Yeah.
your regard for him becomes his status in the community. Your regard for your king becomes his status in the community. Proverbs, I think it was Proverbs 31 verse 23. It says, when he's seated in the city, when he's seated amongst the elders, he is respected.
Because of his wife.
Because of the way the wife treats him.
Jesus.
You know? So your regard, your honor, your reverence for your king becomes the status of your king. And that brings us back to what we said earlier. The value you place on him for yourself, for your family, and in the midst of your friends. Let us not think far the outside community. Your friends is the outside. Your friends,
right.
It is your friends that takes you to the outside community.
Right, exactly.
So you don't need to talk about the community now.
Yeah.
So talking about the elder sitting, the Bible said in Proverbs 22:29, seest thou a man diligent in his way, he will stand before kings and not before ordinary men. So when you honor, when you worship, you reverence, you respect, you're saying, I reverence, I worship you, and the way I treat you becomes how people look at you outside.
Wow.
How people look at you outside.
Wow. You know, this is gold. This is wow.
You know, I want to digress a bit. Most people, mostly the Westerners, I'll say this with much respect to everybody. I'd say some Westerners, not all. They feel we that come from the African culture, we don't have regard. The kings don't have regard for the queens, or for instance, they will tell you, oh, you don't let them go to school. Those are people that really do not know what it is. Every right-thinking man will want to allow his wife to fly.
True.
Because the more she flies high, the more she can help you.
Yes.
The more she can become your help meet.
Yes.
Your help meet.
Yes.
Your help meet. It takes someone that is grown up to know what it takes to lift up someone. It's just like a man that have friends. If you're the only wealthy person amongst your friends, and when you have issues, none of your friends can help you.
No.
But if you transfer,
That
you
way.
learn how to build your friends to be like you. When you have issues, they have the knowledge, they have what it takes to bring you up from that pit.
Exactly.
There is a story about a friend that fell in a hole. His brothers could not bring him out. Nobody could bring him out. But his friend, his very good friend, came and said, I've been in that hole before. I know what it takes to come out of that hole. And he brought him out. And that is what Jesus does with us. Because he's had the first-hand understanding of what it means to respect. Of what it means to be loyal to a cause. He said he suffered everything. He suffered everything. He despises the shame because of the cross that was set before him. So what the goal is for any king or any queen is a goal that is before them. So you have to sometimes endure together, suffer the shame together sometimes for you to get to that goal.
So do you have a practical example? I mean, I like that reverence that you give, you know. If I ask you a question like, do you think women in this part of the world, do you think they don't understand the concept of respect? Do you?
I think they do, but vulnerability comes into play.
Yeah.
Trusting someone with your heart is very, very vulnerable.
It is.
Sometimes even people that are being given birth to from the same womb finds it difficult also to trust their brothers or their sisters with their heart.
Yeah.
Now that is a given because of what they've gone through while growing up. People change. People are informed by what they see and what they hear.
Right.
And sometimes you don't know what the person is hearing, you don't know what the person is saying, you don't know what the person have experienced. So people have experienced different things in life.
Yeah.
And that is where Robert Scholar got it right when he says respecting the uniqueness. As we grow, we tend to respect, we tend to see our uniqueness and we tend to respect the uniqueness of ourselves. Wow. So saying that they don't understand, they may understand. Most certainly, some do understand, but they are scared of entrusting their heart. They don't know if it is safe. And that is why I talk about you just have to guard. It's your life. You have to guard it.
I mean, can you respect somebody and yet not trust them with your heart?
It's possible.
It is possible. Isn't
It
it?
is 100% possible.
Yeah. So,
for instance, I can respect my teacher.
It's a mutual thing.
It comes natural.
Yeah.
Okay? To respect your teacher.
Yeah.
But if that same teacher abuses me, telling me I'm good for nothing, my respect is becoming thin by the day. Thin by the day, thin by the day, thin by the day. All of a sudden it vanishes. And one day I'll stand up and rebel.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll stand up for myself.
I'll just stand up for myself and say, look, I respect you enough, but I think at this point in time you've lost all the respect I have for you.
That's when people
So that's when they start reacting.
Yeah.
How come you be telling me I'm good for nothing? I'm good for nothing.
Yeah.
I don't like that word. I wouldn't want to hear it anymore.
You can't treat people badly repeatedly.
Repeatedly.
And you expect them to
reverence you
and to
and
worship
be loyal
you
to you
and to
the
treat
same
you like
way.
a king.
Yeah, that's why I told you earlier that no good man
Will
takes
take
advantage of the respect
and submission of
the
the
spouse
woman, yeah.
is giving to him.
Wow.
No good man will do that.
So, do you know about the love languages, right?
I've forgotten. I used to know it as a youth president,
Alright.
as a youth minister, but I can't really, guys. Love languages.
we were just letting be on this
Please,
one.
if you can. No, really. I think it's at the back, but I can't really pinpoint.
It's just like a question. I would
Yeah,
say.
communication. I know is one of them.
How
Communication is one of them.
How important is love language in respect? Do you think when you understand your man's love language, this help you to treat him with respect?
100%.
Because you were like, okay, let's say for example, I know your love language is like when you do something, I should not scream at you, right? I know that's not it, but never mind. That's just my example. Do you think if I understood that, like, oh, George doesn't like to be screamed at, he doesn't like me to talk with my voice up, do you think that will help me, treat you with respect when I understand your love language?
100%.
Yeah.
Understanding the person's
so ladies, understand your man's love language.
understanding the person's love language is like understanding the things he likes and he doesn't like.
Yeah.
It's simply put, when they say love language, they're taking it too far. Simply put, what does he like and what does he not like?
Yeah.
For instance, your husband likes. I'm just saying, for instance, guys, it takes now this has to do with the understanding of both parties.
Of course, yeah.
Your husband likes to see food on the table when he comes back from work. Whether it is cold or it is not cold.
Yeah.
Whether it is cold or warm. As long as it's on the table, he will feel she regards me.
Yeah.
She thought about me and she prepared this food. And more often than not, sometimes the husband would take it quickly to the microwave, heat it up, and enjoy his meal. Now, on the other hand, he likes that, but you don't do anything. It is when he comes back, you now ask him, sweetheart, what do you want to eat? Believe me, he may not be irritated in front of you, but behind you'll be like, how many times have I told her? Just whatever you serve, put it on the table, I will eat. If I need something special, I would have told you beforehand.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, common sense tells me that, yes, I want to prepare something for my husband. You cannot be preparing rice all the time. Or beans all the time. Variety. So when, this is my husband or this is my king, whatever he sees on the table, he doesn't complain, he enjoys it. Go that way. If you didn't do that because you said, okay, I want to spoil him that day, so that, sorry, I did not prepare anything because I want to take you out, he will understand.
Yeah.
He will understand. But not when you, on purpose, okay, maybe you are tired. It's for you to call him earlier or send him a message earlier. Sweetheart, I just came back now. I'm so tired. I don't think I can prepare anything concrete. Is there a possibility that you get something on the way? And that's why I said it's important the communication lines are open. Now, when you tell him that, he understands. He doesn't... Look, any man that expects his wife to be perfect in doing a particular thing all the time, the person is deceiving himself.
That's what he meant.
Yeah, so you have to move. You have to compromise. Sometimes you could call your spouse, sweetheart, don't worry about preparing anything. I'll just patch chicken and grill, and I'll get some things for us. What would you like? So that variety becomes palatable for the whole family. Oh, what will the kids love? I'm passing by here, so that if you've not prepared anything, don't bother. I'm passing by chicken licking or smoky barbecue. What do you want? So all those things put together cumulatively talks a lot about how much you regard yourself. How much you regard yourself. So knowing your king's love language goes a long way.
Yeah.
It's very important.
I mean, if you're struggling to understand this whole respect thing and how you can better support your husband, because men are very hardworking.
Yeah.
They work very hard. They go through a lot of mental stress.
Hey, women too work hard. Women too work hard.
We're focusing on the men here, right? Don't make me look bad.
No, I'm not making you look bad. No, you have to tell your audience that it's a balanced equation. Before they eat your neck, they will just grab your neck what do you mean? Are we not working hard? Okay?
He's selling me out.
No, I'm not. I'm just keeping it real.
Our audience
and balanced.
are men. Our audience are men.
Okay.
So we are focusing on the men. We have things coming up for the women.
Awesome.
For this is the men that we're looking at, because they work so hard and all the pressure and responsibilities on them. That's why some men feel so afraid that when a lot of responsibility comes, they tend to run away. Because once you become that place of of manhood, you tend to take on the responsibility of your family, your extended family, and you put yourself through a lot of pressure. So the point of this is to, help support them, how best we can support them, with everything that they're going through. I mean, like I said, our audiences are men. We have something coming up for the ladies, but this is particularly focused on how we can understand men better. Okay?
Yep.
And George, if you can say something to women right now who are listening in terms of respect, let's say, for example, what would you want them to know in regards to respecting a man? What would you want them to know?
What I would want them to know is this: keep it simple and don't let your personality be on the way. You see, the problem comes when you let your personality comes in the way. And how do you let your personality comes in the way? For instance, you have a king that does not have a master's degree like you. For instance, he doesn't have a master's degree like you. You have a master's degree as the queen. And when it comes to some certain things, all of a sudden you start bringing academics in the way. It's like you're taking advantage of him not being a master's degree holder. So sometimes you keep your personality away from your communications. You keep your personality away from so many things and just keep it simple.
Yeah.
You work mostly with the context that is on ground.
Right.
It's the same with politics. Okay? It's the same with politics. It's the same with day-to-day lives. When we learn how, one of the Bible passages, I've forgotten it right now, talks about putting others up and bringing yourself down. Forget about who you are. When you forget about who you are, it gives you a better perspective on how to treat people.
Wow. Wow, good.
It gives you a better perspective. I'll just browse through and I will get something here.
Yeah, while Josh is getting that,
Yeah.
go on. Well, those three men I spoke to, and I asked them, what's your message to women? You know, what would you say to women when they're listening to this program? And they told me, one of them said, listen and pay attention. You know, listen to me. Pay attention to the things that I like and the things that I don't like. And the other one said, change your approach on the way you do things, the way you approach things. Find a much calmer approach to things so that we can come together in unity. And the other one said, you know, don't keep reminding me of things that I'm supposed to do. I know I have to do them. But if you keep reminding me and make me feel like there is a hidden agenda, but you are just using that thing to get to me. So these were the messages I got from them. Listen and pay attention. Change your approach of dealing with situations.
Now, what I was trying to look for is the book of Romans, chapter 12, verse 10. It says, be devoted to one another in love. Honor one another above yourselves. Now, there is an unforeseen spirit that is, unseen, not unforeseen. There is an unseen spirit that binds spouses. Now, that same spirit helps in seeing through the actions of your spouse. And that's why I said, don't correct your spouse with the aim of looking good, but rather do it with the aim of helping your spouse. Now, sometimes you may think, oh, he doesn't know, I'm just doing this just to cover up or something. He knows. He sees it.
Right.
Don't rub it in. He sees it.
Yeah.
When you're doing anything for your spouse, he sees it. He could weigh your actions. That is the spirit that helps him to weigh your actions. Do you know why? Because over time, unknown to you, you've been doing it. So he sees it.
Yeah. True.
Over time. He knows when you're not being factual or when you're trying to cover up something. He sees it. That's why I said be honest in every possible way. And that's why I said you have to be authentic to your core when you're dealing with your king when it comes to respect. Because he sees through. He doesn't have to be a prophet to see. He doesn't. It's a gift God has given to your king at that point in time. He sees through. Wow. He knows when you're mimicking. He knows when you're not authentic.
Yeah.
He knows. And that over time molds him to not safely trust you with his heart or not.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. Wow.
So that's why you have to Forget about yourself. Honor one another. Romans. Honor one another above yourself. Now, when you take away yourself, you see things better. One, two, you accept people for who they are and know how to help them.
Change them.
You can't change people. Only God change people.
Yeah.
But by the time you try helping the person, and the Spirit of God comes in, over time, you find out that the person moves, makes that shift, that dynamic shift for you. And once that person makes that dynamic shift, it is not by your power. One, yes, you helped in the love language communication. Once you know how to calm down and communicate with the person and correct the person, the person knows you're not doing it to take advantage of her, she will make the shift for you. She will make the shift for you over time. I'm not saying it will be drastic. No. If it is drastic, the person is tend to go back to where she's coming from. But over time, with time, before you know what the person is knowledge. That's why there is this mystery of a husband and wife looking alike over time as they get older. Because everything starts aligning. Everything starts aligning, and you start seeing yourself as, I can't do without her. Wow. She can't do without me. Yeah. You become best of friends. Yeah. You become gist partners. You become gossip partners. Yeah, you become everything.
Yeah, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. But that shift needs to occur gradually. Yeah. The person will be seeing that, yes, that is a gradual process.
Yeah. Wow. If you guys have any questions, please send them through. Ladies, would like to know. Thank you so much, George, for coming on today. I think one of the things that I've met George a few years ago, when I used to go to church, we used to attend the same church. And one of the things that really, stand out to me about George is like he have the heart for people. He really likes helping people, and he's so compassionate.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Believe me, I'm not the first person who told him.
I don't know about that.
I'm not the first person who told him. Everybody in church knows that George is compassionate, and and George has the heart for people. It means a lot to have you here today. To help with this conversation, and I know I have profited a lot from what you've just said. Thank you so much for coming, Mr.
You're welcome.
George.
My pleasure.
To have you here.
Thank you.
I hope we can do this as much as we can, so I don't have to go pull you out again.
God will help us. It's nervous breaking to be here, but
he's not nervous. He does this all the time. Thank you so much, George. Really, I really do appreciate you. You are one of the people that I really look up to and really respect. So to have you on here today and to share your knowledge with us, and with the MMW family, it means a lot. I don't know what to say, but your time is greatly appreciated.
We thank God.
And we thank God that you're here. Thank you so much for coming. And yes, we are going to conclude with this. Ladies, if you have any questions on the things you want to know, please send your questions through. The MMW email is there. You can DM me. You can send me messages. I'm more than willing. I'm not going to put your name out, but we will be try as much as possible to answer your questions. So thank you for joining us, and I hope you have a lovely week. And Josh, do have a good week.
You too. God bless you guys.